Hi, it's Patrick Hutzel from IntensiveCareHotline.com. In this tell all and revelationary ebook that comes with 2 videos and 2 audio recordings, you'll discover the 5 things you need to know if the doctors in intensive care want to limit treatment, want to withdraw treatment, withdraw life support, or want to issue a DNR, do not resuscitate, or NFR, not for resuscitation order for your critically ill loved one. To make this really easy and effortless for you, I want to take away all the risk for you, and I want to make sure that you can try before you buy. I'll give it to you for free. You only pay $27 after 2 weeks of a free trial. If you don't like it, send me an email and cancel, and I'll make sure you won't get charged. No hard feelings. But I'm that confident that the ebook, the 2 videos and the 2 audio recordings will blow you away and will give you all the answers that you've been waiting for. I really couldn't have made this easier for you. You get the ebook, the 2 videos and the 2 audio recordings, and I take the risk because I'm so confident that the ebook, the 2 videos and the 2 audio recordings will change your family's and your critically ill loved one's life. Whether you like to read, watch or listen to the information, it's all available in your chosen format. So you can try it out for free if you go down below this video and click on the check out or get access now button. So here's what you'll get. After nearly 20 years intensive care nursing experience in 3 different countries, I have accumulated a wealth of insider knowledge in intensive care. I have literally worked with thousands of critically ill patients and their families. I have seen many families of critically ill patients in intensive care experience intense pain and suffering when it came to their loved one being critically ill in intensive care. And I have seen even more families of critically ill patients in intensive care experience even more intense pain and suffering when it came to their loved one being in a situation where the intensive care team is trying to limit treatment, withdraw life support, or if they wanted to issue a DNR, do not resuscitate, or NFR, not for resuscitation order. I have also experienced firsthand losing my uncle at the age of 51 in intensive care, and he died way too young at the age of 51. I also had to overcome my own frustrations, my own challenges and my own struggles when I had to withdraw life support or limit treatment for critically ill patients, or when patients had been issued with a DNR, do not resuscitate, or NFR, not for resuscitation order. I can assure you I have been massively challenged by those situations when nursing at the bedside in intensive care for nearly 20 years. I can assure you that despite my specialized training as an intensive care nurse, I was surprised and shocked too that way too many patients in intensive care and their families get quote-unquote sold on treatment limitations, withdrawal of treatment, withdrawal of life support, or DNR and NFR orders. And the worst part is that it's all quote-unquote sold as quote-unquote in the best interest for your critically ill loved one. Often, nothing could be further from the truth. It took me years to figure it out and get the experience. I know how you feel when you are dealing with this once-in-a-lifetime challenge that you know you can't afford to be getting wrong. I have also worked as a nurse unit manager in intensive care for more than 5 years, and that's given me plenty of insights of what's really happening behind the scenes in intensive care. And this ebook, the 2 videos and the 2 audio recordings, are a shortcut for you to benefit directly from my insider knowledge. I also constantly consult families of critically ill patients in intensive care face to face, via Skype, over the phone and via email, and help them out with their biggest challenges, frustrations, struggles and their vulnerabilities. A lot of my one-on-one counselling and consulting is with families who have a loved one critically ill in intensive care, who is in a situation where intensive care teams are putting pressure on families to agree to withdrawal of treatment, to a limitation of life support, or to DNR or NFR orders. The good news is, I know for a fact that I can help families in those situations, and I can help them very, very quickly. I can help families to get results very quickly they previously thought they could never get. I know that having a loved one critically ill is a massive challenge, and it's even more challenging when the intensive care team is telling you that they want to limit treatment, withdraw life support, or if they want to issue a DNR or NFR order. It is quite literally a life or death situation that you and your family know you can't afford to be getting wrong. So the question really is, how did you get there? Most families of critically ill patients in intensive care are baffled if the intensive care team is telling them that they think it's quote unquote in the best interest for your critically ill loved one to limit treatment, withdraw life support, or if they want to issue a DNR, do not resuscitate, or NFR, not for resuscitation order. Or even worse, the intensive care team is wrongly implying that they don't have other options but to limit treatment, withdraw life support, or issue a DNR or NFR order. Those are the worst, the most challenging and most difficult situations that families of critically ill patients in intensive care can ever experience. And what's even more challenging and frustrating is that families of critically ill patients in intensive care have no idea whether the intensive care team is really telling them the truth or not. The sad reality is that intensive care teams are telling families of critically ill patients in intensive care all the time that withdrawal of treatment or withdrawal of life support, as well as DNR and NFR, is quote unquote in the best interest for your critically ill loved one. And you really may want to ask yourself, is that really the truth? Think about this for a minute. How can this ever be that something like withdrawal of treatment could be quote unquote in the best interest for your critically ill loved one? I bet you didn't see that one coming. But here's the deal and a taste of reality. Most families of critically ill patients in intensive care, in fact 99% of the families of critically ill patients in intensive care, make no informed decisions, have no peace of mind, no control, no power and no influence, and they have no idea that this is happening every single day all over the world. What's leading up to this is that all decision making in intensive care is happening behind the scenes, and it tends to be so powerful that it almost always impacts on how the intensive care team is positioning your critically ill loved one's diagnosis, their prognosis, as well as treatment limitations or DNR and NFR orders. So you might ask again, what's the name of the ebook, the 2 videos and the 2 audio recordings again? The name is The 5 Things You Need to Know If the Medical Team in Intensive Care Wants to Limit Treatment, Wants to Withdraw Treatment or Withdraw Life Support, or Wants to Issue an NFR or DNR order for your critically ill loved one. And in this ebook, the 2 videos and the 2 audio recordings, you get absolutely crucial information for you and your family. If you don't understand what's happening in intensive care, especially when it comes to treatment limitations, DNR or NFR orders, you are literally doomed. On the other hand, if you and your family do know and understand what's really happening in intensive care when it comes to treatment limitation, withdrawal of life support, DNR or NFR orders, you and your family will be able to make informed decisions, get peace of mind, control power and influence really quickly. Unless you are educated and transparently informed about this extremely hot topic in intensive care, you and your family stand on very shaky ground, and the intensive care team is holding all the power and is basically driving the bus, so to speak. As you know by now, the intensive care team has no interest in transparency because the stakes in this multi-billion-dollar per year industry that is intensive care are extremely high. Withdrawal of treatment, withdrawal of life support, limitations of treatment, DNR, NFR orders are highly emotionally charged topics for you and your family. For intensive care teams, it's often not a very emotionally charged topic at all, and for them you are just a number. And I can tell you that after nearly 20 years intensive care nursing experience in 3 different countries, I have accumulated a wealth of knowledge in intensive care. I have literally worked with thousands of critically ill patients and their families. And I have worked with thousands of critically ill patients and their families at the bedside and in my one-on-one phone, Skype and email counselling and consulting practice. And I have seen many families of critically ill patients in intensive care experience intense pain and suffering when it came to withdrawal of treatment, NFR and DNR orders. And I also had to overcome my own frustrations, challenges and struggles when it came to withdrawal of treatment, withdrawal of life support, DNR and NFR orders and situations when nursing at the bedside in intensive care. I know how you feel when you are being told that withdrawing treatment is quote-unquote in the best interest for your critically ill loved one. I have certainly struggled tremendously when I was asked to withdraw treatment on a critically ill patient and I didn't agree with it. It left me traumatized in some cases. And for you to be in a position to make informed decisions, get peace of mind, control, power and influence, you need to understand the decision-making framework of the intensive care team when they suggest to you that a withdrawal of treatment, a limitation of treatment, a DNR or an NFR order are quote-unquote in the best interest for your critically ill loved one. If you don't understand what's happening in intensive care behind the scenes when it comes to withdrawal of treatment, NFR and DNR situations, you and your family are really doomed. If you and your family don't understand why the intensive care team positions your critically ill loved ones' diagnosis, prognosis as well as their care and their treatment as a case where withdrawal of treatment might be in the best interest for your critically ill loved one, you have fallen prey to the intensive care team's perceived power and their perceived authority. If that's you, the intensive care team has wrapped you around their little finger, and the intensive care team can easily sell you and your family on a withdrawal of treatment and a DNR and NFR order. It also means that you and your family are at the mercy of the intensive care team. On the other hand, if you and your family can finally be in a position in how to successfully challenge the intensive care team, they also know that they're dealing with a powerful family that's making informed decisions, has peace of mind, control, power and influence. In the ebook that comes with 2 videos and 2 audio recordings, you will also discover how to ask the right questions when it comes to withdrawal of treatment, withdrawal of life support, NFR and DNR orders. You will be able to challenge the intensive care team's assumptions, because those assumptions are mainly a result of what's happening behind the scenes in intensive care, and they are based on the intensive care team's goals and not on your and your family's goals. You will be able to step into your own power and finally make informed decisions, get peace of mind, have control, have power and have influence. You can finally make up your own mind without being intimidated by the intensive care team's perceived power and perceived authority. You will also be able to get the care and the treatment that your critically ill loved one needs and deserves. You will also be able to have a different outlook on the situation that will ultimately put you and your family in the driver's seat, irrespective of the intensive care team's hidden agenda or the intensive care team's opinions. You will also discover why the intensive care team has already made up their mind about you and your family and what it means for you, for your family, and for your critically ill loved one. You will also be able to define terms like withdrawal of treatment, withdrawal of life support, DNR, NFR order, so that you know and understand what the intensive care team is really talking about. And you will be able to get transparency in the process. You will also find out exactly what decisions the intensive care team makes the minute your critically ill loved one is being admitted to intensive care, and what it means for your critically ill loved one's diagnosis and prognosis, as well as the care and the treatment they are receiving or not receiving. You will also discover what's happening in meetings behind the scenes in intensive care and how they impact on potential withdrawal of treatment, NFR and DNR scenarios. You will also discover why the intensive care team is only talking about perceived situations and how you can change that perception, including the intensive care team's perception. Also, discover how you can turn your weakness of not knowing anything about intensive care into your greatest strength. It's something the intensive care team doesn't expect, and it'll turn the tables around in your favor if you master this skill. You'll also discover what you need to know about how the intensive care team's negative outlook on life impacts on the positioning of your critically ill loved one's diagnosis and prognosis, as well as the care and the treatment offered or not offered to your critically ill loved one. Also, why there are massive moral and ethical implications and challenges involved in treatment limitations, withdrawal of treatment, withdrawal of life support and DNR and NFR. And those situations are rarely clear-cut, nor are they black and white. You'll also discover what you need to know about the policies and procedures in intensive care and how they are often breached by the intensive care team, and why this is illegal when it comes to withdrawal of treatment and limitations of treatment, as well as DNR and NFR orders and situations. You'll also get plenty of real-world examples that you can easily adapt to your and your critically ill loved one's situation. Also, why your critically ill loved one's age is not as important as you think it is, especially if the intensive care team is pointing towards your critically ill loved one's age. You'll also get some insights about the financial budgets in an intensive care unit and how it impacts on this withdrawal of treatment, NFR and DNR order situation. You'll also get more secret insider knowledge about NFR orders and DNR orders that the intensive care team doesn't want you to know. And you will also learn and discover how to be able to make informed decisions, get peace of mind, control power and influence, even if your critically ill loved one is inevitably dying. Intensive care teams are so shrewd and adept to quote-unquote sell you and your family on what might be in the best interest of your critically ill loved one without you and your family knowing and understanding what's really happening, unless you get this tell-all and revelationary ebook that comes with 2 videos and 2 audio recordings. And you will learn the 5 things you need to know if the doctors in intensive care want to limit treatment, withdraw treatment, withdraw life support, or want to issue a DNR or NFR order for your critically ill loved one. The ebook, the 2 videos and the 2 audio recordings will show you how you can powerfully position yourself and your critically ill loved one whenever you are faced with these challenging, difficult and often heartbreaking situations. And as a result of you discovering everything in the ebook, the 2 videos and the 2 audio recordings, you will be able to make informed decisions, get peace of mind, control, power and influence, and you will be able to challenge everything the intensive care team is telling you. You'll also discover that the intensive care team has already scripted what they're going to say to you, how they're going to say it, and when they say it, so they can keep you at arm's length. Because they are very much used to be walking all over families in intensive care. Again, the 5 things you need to know if the medical team in intensive care wants to limit treatment, withdraw life support, or wants to issue a DNR or NFR, is another stepping stone for you and your family to finally make informed decisions, get peace of mind, control, power and influence. The ebook, the 2 videos and the 2 audio recordings will help you tremendously when you communicate with the doctors and the nurses in intensive care, and it'll show the intensive care team that you have insider knowledge that normally only ICU doctors and nurses have, and it'll give you the ultimate advantage. The intensive care team will immediately realize that you speak the secret intensive care language, which they don't expect, and speaking the secret intensive care language will give you the ultimate advantage. The book is based on real world experience, of course, and you will get all the insider knowledge that you know you need. Given that you are here, and given that you and your family are in this, what I refer to, impossible situation, let me share this quote with you. To live through an impossible situation, you don't need to have the reflexes of a Grand Prix driver, the muscles of a Hercules, the mind of an Einstein. You simply need to know what to do. From Anthony Greenback, The Book of Survival. And as you know by now, you, your family and your critically ill loved one are literally in an impossible situation. By you making a small and risk-free investment to get the ebook, the 2 videos and the 2 audio recordings, I'll basically give it to you for free, and then you only pay $27 after 2 weeks, and you can try it for 14 days at my risk, and you'll only pay after 2 weeks of the purchase. Therefore you can try it out for free and see if you like it or not. I know that I can help you, and I'm that confident that the information will change your and your critically ill loved one's life. Whether you like to read, watch or listen to the information, it's all available in your chosen format. The value of the ebook, the 2 videos and the 2 audio recordings are at least $1,000, and here you can get the ebook, the 2 videos and the 2 audio recordings for free, and then pay only $27 after 2 weeks, and you can try it for 2 weeks for free at my risk, and you'll only pay after 2 weeks of the purchase. You get the ebook and I'll take the risk, because I'm that confident that the ebook will change your families and your critically ill loved one's life. So try it out for free. Click on the Get Access Now button, and then I'll see you on the inside. You can also check out our customer testimonials that you can find below this video at the bottom of the page, and there you can also get access to the ebook, the 2 videos and the audio recordings, and I will see you inside.